Hello and welcome to our new episode about creating a new React Native crypto wallet. So in this episode I will talk about our UI. As you see in our last episodes, our UI is not very desirable to the user. So let's give the user a better user experience. Now I will show you what UI will look like after we add or change. As you see, after the user log into the app, now he will see some new components. We have a component that shows total user balance. We have it for BNB, BUSD and PXXU token. The last token is the token that we will create for our own wallet. It's our token. The other two tokens are Binance tokens. For now, we only focus on BNB because the API that we developed already only returns the balance of the BNB token. Now, if you click on any of these components, you go to the second screen. This second screen have a receive and send button. The send button doesn't do anything now because we are still going to implement the backend API. But the receive button will show us a QR code that user can scan and receive the token from anyone. So let's see. As you see here, we have a QR code that user can scan. Also, we have a copy button that user can copy their wallet address to the clipboard. So now let's go to the code and see what we added to the code. First, I have created a directory called assets and I put the assets that we have in our crypto wallet inside it. We have 3 pictures here. Then inside the components, I have created a balance component. Inside this balance component, we will show the user token and also the balance. So we have some views that we add inside the card. Card is a component that we use from React Native paper. Then we have an image that we show the tokens here. And we have another view that we render that name of token and also the amount of token that user own. As you see here, I have created an interface that takes 3 arguments. One is token, the second one is amount. These 2 are a string. Actually, token keys, as you see here, is 3 type string because we only have these 3 types for now. So, and on click, when user click on the component, this will trigger. So, and as you see, we wrap all the component inside the touchable opacity, so anytime user can click on the component and calls onClick. Then we have another component called balance big. Balance big is really similar to balance component, only different in styling. So as you see here, there is no flex direction raw and it's in column, and you can see the component in the transfer page. The other component that I have added here is a QR code. Normally inside blockchain, because wallet IDs are long numbers that you can be easily mistake them for each other, we use QR code to send or receive money. And that's why we use this component to translate our wallet ID into a QR code. As you see, we just use this library React Native QR code SVG and we just pass the link. Link will be the wallet ID that we later pass it to this component, the logo, and some coloring and some styling, nothing very fancy, and it will give us the QR code. The last component that I have added called wallet component. And this wallet component, as you see, it will just show the wallet ID and also copy the wallet ID to clipboard. I explained these parts in my other video also, but now we added into a new component, so adding UI to the same logic. And let's see what we have changed inside our dashboard. So now our dashboard has 3 instances of balance component. One to show BNB, one to show BUSD, and one to show Pixiu. But because now we are only getting the BNB balance from our backend, we just use BNB balance for all of them. Later we change them. And we push the sign up button to the bottom of the screen, so it has a nicer UI. And the logic for use effect, as I explained in other video, is exactly the same. It just gets the wallet ID and it will put it inside our state, and after that we can easily retrieve it from our Zustand state later. Now let's talk about our receive page. Inside our receive page we have a text that shows receive and then select the token that get it from the store. So if we click on BNB, for example, selected token will become BNB, and QR code with the link of wallet ID. So it will get the wallet ID and convert it to QR code and show it. And the wallet component that just show the wallet ID and has a copy button. We have another page called transfer. Inside the transfer page we have 2 buttons that we use to send and receive money. Inside the button that we receive, we just have a function that sends us to the receive page, and there is a button for sending that doesn't have any logic for now because we don't have the API in the backend yet. We also use balance B component here that shows the current token to the user. So if the user click on BNB and come to this page, it will show the user BNB. So this was everything that we changed inside our UI, but we have changed some important code inside our state. Let's see. In here, as you see now, we have a create transfer slice and create a wallet slice. Let's see them. Wallet slice, we have 2 functions here, set BNB balance and set wallet ID. Because currently we have only BNB in our token and we have only the balance of BNB token, we just store the BNB balance. Later we add other balances also, and we have a function to set the wallet ID. Inside our transfer slice, we have a selected token that whenever user clicks on balance component, it will be set. So in the other page we can access it. So for example, let's see. If I go to dashboard here, inside the balance component, we have a token equals to BNB. On click, we send funds press token. So it will be send fund press and it will send BNB with it. So here, if you see, we have a set selected token. This function will put the selected token to BNB and then navigate us to the next page, that in this case is transfer page. Inside transfer page, as you see here, we have a selected token that we get from the store and we use it here. So we show BNB to the user. We have another function called set destination wallet ID that I just created, but we are not going to use it yet because first we are going to develop the backend API. Okay guys, we finished with this episode, and in this episode we were able to improve our application UI. See you in the next videos.